So this problem is trying to get us to use calculus to look at vertical asymptotes. A vertical asymptote happens if you approach a value, but it goes off to infinity for the y value. So if you get closer to like x equals 2, and the y values never, it never actually crosses x equals 2, the y values just go off to infinity, then you've got an asymptote. So the first limit they want us to do is x approaches -8 from the left. So think of a number that's slightly less than -8, -8.001. Right, that's a little bit less than -8. So that's something you could plug in. -8.001 plus 8 is -0.001. So -0.001, if you square that, it makes it positive. And so 1 divided by this really small number is 1,000,000. And you can imagine if you get even closer, it gets even larger. So we're going towards positive infinity for y values. The y values don't stop climbing. As x approaches -8 from the right, think of a number slightly bigger than -8. And that's kind of tricky with negative numbers. -7.999 would be slightly bigger than -8. If you add that to 8, and then square it, and then do 1 divided by that value, since it got squared, it took that negative number and made it into a positive number. So we go off to positive infinity. Just watch out. If that was to the third power, though, it would retain the negative sign, right? Because if you raise a negative number to an odd power, it stays negative. And so since the limit agrees, limit from the left and the limit from the right are the same, we can say the limit as x approaches -8 is positive infinity. So we've got a vertical asymptote happening at -8. Let me see if I can get another one here. Let's skip this one. No, I don't want more instruction. Yeah, I did great, didn't I? Okay, here's another one. This has an odd power. So as x approaches -3, slightly to the left, right? So -3.001. If you add 3 to it, that gives you -0.001. Raise it to the 5th power, it's still negative. So it's 1 divided by a negative number that's really close to 0. That's going to make it be big, but it's got a negative sign in front of it. So negative infinity. As x approaches -3 from the right, so you're thinking -2.99999. -2.9999 plus 3 is 0.001. It's a positive value that's really close to 0. And raise a positive value to the 5th power, well, that's still infinity. The limits do not agree. Limit from the left and limit from the right are not the same, so this limit does not exist. If you take out the minus and the plus signs and just ask about the limit, they have to be the same. The left and the right-hand limits have to be the same, or else the limit does not exist. And so it still has a vertical asymptote at x equals -3. The limit doesn't have to exist, okay? But as long as you go towards infinity, but never without ever reaching x equals -3, then you've got a vertical asymptote.